The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You've stumbled upon The Local Show on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM. Thanks for stopping by and spending some pre-holiday time with Steve and I. Anyway, we've got a new person to the show. Let's not scare him off. He's Matt Kosty, and he's the owner of Wild Birds Unlimited. How are you there, Matt?
Doing great today. Thanks for having me on.
Did I say your last name properly?
You did.
Excellent. Matt, are you a homegrown guy? Are you from Syracuse?
I am not. I'm
where are you from?
Originally from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
That really is a place, huh?
Despite the rumors, it is a place.
I thought it was just Hallmark movies that have something.
I thought it was just in the song. I got a place in Kalamazoo.
Yeah, the song, Elvis was last spotted there, right?
Was he?
Yeah, I think that was the last place Elvis was spotted. It was Kalamazoo, Michigan. And home of Derek Jeter. That's the big one.
Right.
So how'd you get out?
Right. How did you?
So I was born in Michigan, but I really grew up. I cut my teeth in Northeast Ohio. So Canton, Ohio is kind of where, I call Michigan home, but Canton, Ohio is a second home. And from Canton, Ohio, I went to school at St. Bonaventure University. That's what brought me to the area. And I met my now ex, so that's where we're here. She's from here. Okay. So like every boy that comes to Syracuse, right? So I'm a transplant. I've been here for 20 years, so this is home.
Oh, yeah, this is quite home. A while. That's the second person we've talked to that went to St. Bonaventure.
There we go.
Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
In one show.
So what's with the birds? Where'd you fall in love with birds? How'd that happen?
So it's kind of a long story, actually. So
it's a short show. So
short show. That's okay. No, we'll keep it short. We'll keep it brief. So the Michigan family, it's all farm family. So my mom's side is all farm. My father was, believe it or not, an ag and an accounting major in college. So I had my hands in the dirt from the time that I was a kid. As a matter of fact, he was a engineer at the Upjohn Pharmaceutical Company. Okay. But I thought he was a farmer because he rented land and we grew melons and we sold melons on the weekends. So when my kindergarten teacher asked me to stand up and say, what do your parents do? I said, well, my dad's a farmer. And Sister Bernice called my mom and said, Carol, you might want to clue your son in that your husband's an engineer at the Upjohn Company. My mom says, well, what did he say? He said, said he's a farmer. She said, well, he is. So that was that. My mom had her hands in the dirt a lot too. So just growing an appreciation for it. You're sitting in a tree stand at 12, 13 years old, with, no technology. I'm from that era still. So, just had a lot of nature to soak up, and I've always had a really deep affinity, a lot of camping, a lot of hunting, tons of fishing. So just grew up with my hands outside.
Gone into any type of sporting goods, but you thought of birds.
Yeah. So in the birds, actually, it's funny. It's one of the first things I did when I bought my home, because my parents both fed extensively. So when I got my home, it was like one of the things you do, right? You just hang a bird feeder up and you pay attention a little bit. And I grew up with it a little bit. So, but I was actually a customer of Wild Birds Unlimited. So my background, I was in healthcare. I was in Fortune 500 company for 10 or 11 years. It's where I cut my teeth. Integrated healthcare company called HCR Manor Care. And then after that, we got bought out, came to Syracuse, and I worked for a family-run business, which was Express Mart convenience stores, so Petrol Petroleum, for the Borer family. And they got bought out by Speedway, obviously. So here I am, sitting here at 40 years old, thinking, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? So you know what? I decided I should buy a bird shop. I decided that's what I should do.
So this is a franchise.
It is. It is.
Yeah, but you carry everything to do with bird supplies?
Absolutely.
Do you carry the actual birds, like if people want pets?
We don't, but believe it or not, that is a call we get on a weekly basis. What birds do we carry?
Where is the shop? Where is it?
So 2 shops locally. The first shop and the original store is in Town Center in Fayetteville, right next to LL Bean. I'm in between LL Bean and White Barn, right on that kind of right side of the building there. And then the second location is in Camillus, at the corner of West Jenny and Casson. It was the old Wicker Mill Plaza.
It's very, very beautiful place. Very busy, though. Very busy. My
busy
doctor's
store
over there, Dr. Barry. I go
busy
sell
plaza,
birds?
busy store. No, we don't sell birds. As a matter of fact, I had birds at one point in my house and never.
Well, so let me ask you a couple of questions, because I love birds, and I've had several feeders around the house. However, the squirrels got to them, and then the squirrels were going up the pole, so I greased the pole, and the squirrels still got up the pole, and then I used the big, ugly thing that is like
the baffle.
The baffle, and then they weren't getting on, but then they would hang on the baffle and launch themselves over the baffle.
They're persistent.
So we had a ton of birds in the summer one time. Then they went away and never came back. Is there a seasonality to the type of birds that are around here?
Absolutely. Yeah. So we have native birds and then we have migrating birds, right? So birds that are just coming through in and out of the area. So a great example is hummingbird, right? So in the summertime, hummingbirds will migrate up here, and then probably around state fair time, they start heading south again. And it's interesting because there's certain bird groups, like take a blue jay, for instance, right? A bird that's around here quite a bit.
I've never seen the bird. Right. I wanted one in the backyard.
Oh, I've seen them a bunch.
I got a lot of cardinals, but not birds.
If you put out peanuts in the shell anywhere in your backyard, I can almost guarantee you a blue jay is going to find it. It's their favorite food. It's by far their favorite food.
So you know those things. That's good.
So, but in terms of jays, so some jays migrate and some jays don't. And we think that the birds that stay here are the older, more mature birds. They've had a chance to really understand the environment, right? It's a harsh environment, but there's not a lot of competition. So that also gives them a huge leg up when it comes to territory rights in the spring, because they're already here. They're established.
So does the male and female bird have a conversation? What do you think, honey? Should we go south? I'm not sure. I feel safe. I don't know. How do they decide if they're going to stay or go?
It's availability of food. It's truly, birds are very, very, they're simple, right? So they're very much like us. Think of Maslow's base needs. You need food, you need shelter, you need water, and you need a place to raise your young, right? So if you can provide those things in your yard, in a place to raise their young, it doesn't have to be a birdhouse. It doesn't have to be a nesting box. It's trees, it's shrubs, it's bushes. Those are the natural places.
Real quick, what do you guys sell?
So we sell bird seed, we sell feeders, we sell AI all the new feeders that you see. We have bird baths that have cameras in them now. So bird baths, hardware, wind chimes, suet, everything that you would think that you would need in terms of backyard birding. A lot of optics, a lot of binoculars. So we sell those.
A knowledge base that isn't like, I don't know, let's grab this
fantastic.
bag. I think birds are so much fun.
You could help people attract the birds and keep the birds in the backyard.
It's what we do all day long while trying to thwart the other things that we know putting food out will bring other things in, right?
So no offense to the big box shops, so you can buy a bag of bird food. But if you want to know birds, if you want to experience it, you want to get the blue jays, Tom, and not the crows.
Cardinals.
My WBEU.com. I knew I was going to screw that up, Tom. Darn it.
That's why you get the big bucks.
WBU.com. Okay, Wild Birds Unlimited. Just search Wild Birds Unlimited. Go to the one at Township 5 over on Camillus by Casson Road, right?
No, that's Township. Town Center, and then Casson and West Jenny.
That is great. 637-0710. Get your bird questions answered. 637-0710. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Thanks.